My name is Sarina Wasserman, and I am a third-year Human Services major at Northeastern. And last semester, I completed my first co-op as the manager of operations at indieTracks Music Library. I had several different responsibilities in this role as manager of operations. First and foremost, I was the primary point of contact for anyone trying to get in touch with myself or the indieTracks team as a whole. It was my responsibility to filter through all of the emails, the phone calls, the messages on social media, and answer those questions, those concerns, comments, whatever it may be. However, that wasn't my main responsibility. The main responsibility was to listen to new music that artists would submit to us, and based on a series of criteria that we were given in the beginning, I would either accept or reject their music to our library. If the music was rejected, oh well. If it was accepted, then there were several steps that we had to take to finalize their acceptance into the library. We had to register all of the tracks with performance rights organizations, PROs, like ASCAP and BMI. We had to make sure the artists filled out artist agreements, had the correct tax forms, all of the nitty-gritty paperwork. I was in charge of maintaining all of that, handling it, keeping it organized. And once all of that was taken place, we would create cover art for the artist. We would create different file formats for their music and post it onto our library. One of the things that really surprised me about this co-op was just the sheer amount of independence we were given as, student employees. We didn't have a lot of supervision from our boss, and as a result, much of the hard-hitting responsibilities of keeping this organization up and running really fell on our shoulders. And while at the time it was very overwhelming and a little nerve-wracking and slightly frustrating even, looking back at it after having time to reflect, I realized how capable I was and how capable I am, and how much trust our boss must have had in us to keep indieTracks up and running. Easy for me personally to not feel capable of filling the position of a full-time employee. However, I now realize I am capable, and I'm able to really dive in somewhere, learn how to do something, and do it successfully. While this co-op didn't necessarily help me decide what I want to do next in terms of career or work, it did help me find some clarity as far as what I do and don't want in a place of work. For instance, I need human interaction. That is one thing that was really made clear throughout the co-op, which was a very sedentary, working in front of a computer all day kind of job. I need to talk to people. I need to make those connections. That's what kind of, keeps me energized, and something that was missing from my last job. Another thing that I learned is the behind-the-scenes engineering side of music isn't necessarily the side of the music industry that I am interested in. And that's something that prior to this experience I didn't know. And so I think that I learned a lot about what I don't want in a job through this experience, which I believe to be just as valuable as learning what I do want. To respond to some of the academic reflection questions, one in particular, the inequality question, I was working at a place that was very, very male-driven. I think I was one of 3 women employees in the whole office. There were certainly female interns who would come in once or twice a week who were aspiring engineers. However, they were never hired, which was very frustrating to see all these boys and men being hired in this industry where females are just as capable, if not more capable, to get the job done and get it done well. That being said, I think I did a really great job in kind of asserting myself and my role in those 6 months and making it clear that, while I am one of the only females, I will be treated as an equal. And that's not always the easiest thing to do. it just really opened my eyes to the discrepancy between male and female employees in the workplace, and how much I, as a female future employee, need to fight for that equality in the workplace. I think that was a really important takeaway from this overall experience.